Today I wanted to show off my PA pellet rock lock from Traditions. So this thing's pretty unique for black powder and flintlock. It's got a removable breech plug. It's got a chromoly barrel that's Cerakoted. It's got fiber optics Williams adjustable sights on it. It's got a double set trigger. This one also is the premium hardwood edition, which it does look nice. I like this finish a lot on this. On the end of the barrel for loading, it has the rifling recessed about ½ inch, 3/4 of an inch down, so that your ramrod is not going to nick up your rifling and affect your trajectory as it comes out here. And it comes with an aluminum ramrod. Not much to say about that. It's really strong. It is getting scraped up a little bit when I use it. A lot of times I'll use a different ramrod for it. But I'll show you how it comes apart here. It's really simple. It comes with an Allen wrench. Yeah, so this is where you can really see the ignition system. This is your touch hole. This is the inline part of the ignition system. If it was a standard flintlock, it would have something more like this guy here, where this touch hole is fed right into the 50 caliber part of the barrel. So your powder's sitting right next to that touch hole there, so your flash pan can go and ignite it very efficiently. To where this, you got a flash coming over here, and if you've got a pellet in it, it's got to get all the way to here, and that's not a whole lot for a little jet of black powder. But I've had mixed results with it, so I'm going to show y'all different flints and different powder mixtures. Really all I've got is 4F GoX, 3F GoX. I've got some white hots, and I've also got some homemade black powder. So I'll show y'all how this ignition system ignites all that stuff. Alright, here we got my test subjects. This is GoX. This is gonna work the best usually. These are white hots. These work. I'll show you how these work. I don't want to quote work, I guess, but they work. And then this is just some homemade stuff. It's grained out to about 4F with a screen. This stuff ignites pretty good. It doesn't work quite as good as this because this is an early batch. So the flints I have, these are just some 5/8 inch English flints. This is a cut piece of agate, I believe is what they call it, but it's just looks like a piece of glass that sparks on the frizz, and this works pretty well. And this is just a piece of flint that I found on the ground, and this is a really rough, just flecked off, really crude, kind of intentionally, kind of because I didn't want to spend time on it, but I wanted to show you all that even this will make a spark that'll ignite your pan. So that's what I'm going to be working with. This one we know is going to work. This is just GoX. There's 3F in here, and I got 4F in here. So to make it fair with the white hots, I'm going to load 50 grains of GoX. And then I had some paper I was going to use for this, but I figured, you know, the dollar's not worth a whole lot right now, so I figure what 25% of this ought to be about, this is probably 10 cents. So instead of going and looking for some more paper, I think I can use this 10 cents. And I'm not going to put a projectile in here just to show you all the ignition system. That's, well, you know, you can look at projectiles all day and decide which one you want to run, but this is more about, will this thing ignite stuff with its strange ignition system. All right, so we got our dollar in there. I'm gonna go set this aside for safety here. All right, and so I'm gonna use this piece of flint as well. All right, that's my little piece of flint in there that I found. Let's do just I don't know, 2/3 of a pan, 3/4 of a pan. Let's see what she does. So that works. All right, I went over there and I found that dollar. Didn't even hurt it, so we're good still. So, to give it a fair test with a white hot, I'm gonna take it apart and I'm gonna clean it really good and give it the best chance it can to fire with a black powder substitute. I'm going to take a white hot, do the same thing. "50 grains of powder, equivalency." I'll use that same dollar bill, why not? And then we'll prime the pan just like we did last time. Half cock, primer, about 3/4. Ooh, that was a little fat. Now let's see how she likes Pyrodex. Yep. We'll wait our little 30 seconds or minute, but all right, so I think that's safe to say she didn't go. Damn it. Fumbling around, I had to cut all this stuff off. Let's try it again here. We'll just do 1/3 a pan of powder. Sometimes less is better. do. Double set. Bummer. So white hots don't ignite very well. And I've had it happen plenty, but I just had to try it, show it on video. We'll try the homemade next, because I think homemade black powder is better than black powder substitute any day. You know, I'm gonna go ahead and try it a bunch more times. Maybe we'll get lucky once. We'll stuff it. So here, I'll tap a little bit into the hole. Make it be a slow burn, but maybe that'll make it go off. Double set. Well, that worked. I first read about making black powder in books like these. In fact, I think this might have been the first book I ever read about making black powder. When you couldn't just go buy it, you just make your own. The second time I read about it was in a Foxfire book. It's a survivalist book series. I think I read that when I was like 10 or something. My dad had them on the bookshelf and I grabbed them, and it's always intrigued me to make black powder. To read about making black powder, not to make black powder. So I just happen to have the good stuff right here. This is about 4F, and I say about because you can't really, I can't say which one it is because I screened it through a screen, and so I'm guessing it's 4F. So I'm gonna put 50 grains of this in here. I'm gonna take another piece of dollar because after that white hot shot, it just burnt right up. So we still got that big old ugly rock chucked in there with no leather, because say we couldn't find any leather. We found a piece of rock on the ground. We had some of Grandpa's homemade black powder. Put her at half cock. Prime our pan. Whatever I said earlier, this is about 3F. This is 3F. So generally I like to prime the pan with 4F. But 3F works just fine. Close that up. We'll blow this off. And let's try this one. That one works too. All right, so it says right on here, do not run smokeless powder. It says black powder or Pyrex only. Do not use smokeless powder. But this is a chromoly barrel. It's 50 cal. I bet you there's people that have shot smokeless powder in here. I don't know if I want to try it. I guess I do want to try it, but I don't know if I'm going to try it. I wanted to show you all the lock mechanisms on these. This is a really nice lock, in my opinion. You hear a lot of stuff about traditions and people like to discount them, but this lock is solid. Everything on it seems to move real crisp. It's got a really nice fitment to it. Half cock is perfect, full cock's good. The double set trigger is fantastic. I really like this setup here. This is a Pedersoli, And these are, you know, renowned to be better than a Traditions, by many anyway. But this lock, maybe it's a little more old-fashioned, maybe it's a little more historically correct, but the way this thing works, it just feels a little bit looser and a little bit sloppier, just harder to get into its half and full cock position, just a little bit different than this. So this feels a little bit crisper to me. So I don't like to let anybody talk crap about a Traditions lock anymore after I've had one and experienced for a while. So even the frizzen, it sparks with this rock I found on the ground. So this is a pretty good lock in my opinion. Well, that was my first video on this channel. So if you guys like it, I'd really appreciate it if you could give me a like and a subscribe, and I'll keep on putting out content you like every week. Thanks a lot.